Show yourself.
Guess I'll shoot him again!
Serious trauma detected.
On it!
Down!
Grenade launched!
Don't let them get close! I got one right over there.
Stay down!
All right! I got one!
I'm flanked!
That agent is back up.
Automated defenses detected. Caution advised.
Hostile drone. Engaging division agent. On the way! Air burst on the way!
Got a shot there.
Is he dead?
Medic over here!
Terminal destroyed.
Gun struck! One.
Tango's in my sight. Dead!
Target ain't dead yet! Need a new mag. What was that noise?
unit just...
This was supposed to be easy. Take that off, Savior. One man
Reloading!
shot.
You're cleared up!
Immediate medical assistance needed.
You! Shit! Punk can't stay with me.
Can't see the target! RPG away! Get away from me! Taking way too much damage! You like that, Agent?
Take this!
Serious trauma detected.
Locked in. Motherfucker. Fuck.
Lost sight of target!
Fuck.
All clear.
What's up guys, Patrick Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 build video. Today's video is going to be a very special self-healing hybrid in which you can do huge amounts of damage and keep yourself alive in the most difficult content in the game. It's going to be mainly for solo PvE. You can use this in PvP, you can use this in a group. It actually works really well in a group for many reasons. So we're going to go through the specialization and then the build. Hopefully you did enjoy the gameplay. So just a quick summary of the build. We want to try and have our armor value quite high so we can survive fights in legendary missions or in heroic missions, depending on what kind of content you like to do. We can regenerate our hive or get our charges from our hive incredibly strong from the Btsu Gloves. We can dish out huge amounts of damage thanks to our over 120% critical hit damage with Companion, which gives us additional incremental damage. And we can also heal ourselves so quickly that you can actually get half your armor back in half a second, and it never ends. We have got so much healing, over 60% repair skills from one talent. This is going to be one of my best self-healing hybrid damage dealing builds I've ever made. One of the best solo builds you can actually use in the game. So hopefully you guys do enjoy it. There's a lot to go through, a lot to explain. I'll try my best to keep it short and sweet. So we have got the Specialization Technician, which I am going to be using. Why? Because we do get 10% skill healing right over here. Make sure this is activated. We also get, trust me guys, this is so good. I've explained this in the past. A Faraday field is amazing. Party members within 5 meters, this includes you, of your deployed and undisrupted skills. In this case, it's going to be our hive mainly. We are immune to shock and disruption. So if you don't have hazard protection, you can get shocked and then you die. Those shotgunners rush you, especially in legendary summit modes. This is a problem, but Faraday Field fixes it for you. There are many reasons why we use Technician over Survivalist, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. There are ways that you can spec into Survivalist. I think I'll go over that just to give you that idea. So we also get an extra skill tier, which is important for the Btsu Gloves because we do get extra 15% skill haste per skill tier. So this is going to help us a lot. Also, it makes our healing better. So it's going to really, really benefit us. Make sure you guys do have assault rifle damage on. You can use SMGs, you can use sniper rifles, you can use whatever guns you want with this build. So make sure everything is activated. So normally, if you're making a healer build, you would use Survivalist. Survivalist, I would recommend using this specialization if you are going to be playing in a group. It just helps your teammates a lot more. And you also get 15% increased outgoing healing. Because this build is so powerful, the healing is so powerful on this build, we don't actually need to just keep it for ourselves. We can heal, you can heal your whole team without a problem, and we also get our hive back incredibly quickly, and we also overcharge our teammates. We can overcharge ourselves just with our weapon, and then overcharge our teammates with the Btsu gloves. I'll explain that in a second. So it's completely up to you what specialization you use, but those are the ones I recommend. Right, let's take a look at the build. So just a quick summary of the 2 talents I am using so you guys understand where I'm at. So we are going to be having our drone up. I have tried the survivalist seeker mine healing, or the healing mine should I say. It's very laggy. If you move a lot, which you should be doing in this game, you'll move out of the line of the fire of the little seeker mine. It drops like a chem. It's like a chem launching shot. It drops the healing on the floor. If you move, you're not going to take the healing for a few seconds. It is quite clunky. I wish they would fix it. But we have got this. The fixer drone is incredibly good. Even if you're strafing in PvP, it still heals you. Also, the hive is a must because we're going to be, this will help fix your teammates, and also it works with the Btsu gloves. So we will be getting damage from companion when our drone is out, and our hive. So that gives us 15% increased weapon damage. With all the critical hit damage we have on this build, that's a lot of damage, almost 400k a shot. You will have no problem beaming down any kind of NPC in this game. Then we've got Kinetic Momentum, which is perfect for this build. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, why do you use this? Skill damage is not something we care about. Skill damage is the weakest part of this talent. So when we have our hive and our drone out, which is going to be most of the time, we get 60% healing, skill repair, which it stacks up and it does contribute and count towards our skills, healing ourselves and our teammates, which is incredibly strong. So 60%. If you only have one skill up, or if you destroy your hive, it only takes about 15 seconds for it to come back, but you will be having 30% skill repair. So it halves it, but it's still significant. It is just the best chess piece. This allows us to constantly get heals, and big chunky heals. We can heal our full 1.1 million armor in just 2 procs. It depends obviously if you have overcharged, things like that, but we will have a higher skill tier because of the weapon that we are using. So make sure you do use this combination. It works incredibly well. And the Btsu gloves, just to quickly reference this, a lot of people only use this in a team. Now remember, this works for us alone. So detonating your hive refreshes your skill cooldown, so it refreshes your cooldowns and grants overcharge for 15 seconds if at skill tier 6. We are currently sitting at skill tier 4, which means the mechanical animal will get us 5, 6, and overcharge, because it gives us 3. And then this Btsu, when we are at 6 with getting kills of the mechanical animal, this will allow us to furthermore overcharge even more. So that's why the amount of skill tiers we have is quite important. And this works in your team as well. If you're at skill tier 6, this also applies to all allies. Your teammates will receive the overcharge as well. So it works in a team or solo. And the fact that we get 15% hive skill haste per skill tier is incredibly strong, considering we will be increasing our skill tier all the way up to the maximum. So now that you understand the combination of the skills and things like that, let's go through the build. I wanted to make something that's not too squishy, not too tanky. We could have gone for all yellows, which means I would have probably used the capacitor and maybe even used a bit of a damage skill to make use of the chest piece talent, and because we're getting increased skill damage from the capacitor. But the capacitor is only really good if you have more than 4 or 5 yellows, I would say. If you have reds, it's still going to be more damage. It's only 7.5% damage per yellow skill tier. So we got 1.1 million armor. It's completely up to you how many blues and reds you have. I have got 2 blues and 1 red because I wanted to survive. Trust me, the damage is enough, but if you want more damage, just go for more reds. You can heal yourself really quickly anyway. Also, I would recommend having skill tier 4 or 4 skill tiers. Like I said before, the mechanical animal will help you a lot. Why? Because future perfection. Weapon kills grant +1 skill tier for 19 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. This weapon has got great accuracy and it hits really hard. I recommend it. So we get overcharge with this up to skill tier 6, which is amazing. Then we can just go with it because it's only a 90-second cooldown. So when we get overcharge, our hive and our drone will heal us so well we can actually stand in front of legendary NPCs and not even die. It's unbelievably good. So modifications: critical hit damage +20 rounds. Make sure to use this extended magazine. Crit chance, crit chance, crit chance. Then, secondary weapon, I recommend Emmeline's Guard. I've told you guys to buy this a few times from the vendors. I've got a pretty decent one. Perfect preservation, 24% armor repair over 5 seconds. It's just too good to pass up. This is what I pull out when I'm really in need of some serious healing. So this will just amplify everything so immensely. It's great. Then, if you want to use a card custom, I just hold this out if I need some extra healing on top of that, if I cannot get kills. Therefore, I have a skill tier 6, as you guys, 5, as you guys can see there. So it gives you a skill tier because of the core attribute. Right, let's go through the pieces. So critical hit damage is something I wanted to go for rather than headshot damage. So at the moment, we are currently sitting at a juicy 124% critical hit damage with 59.4 crit chance, which is great. So if we take a look at the pieces, I've got Cheska with armor, which gives us crit chance. It helps you reach that cap. Crit damage, crit chance, and a 12% critical hit damage modification. Now with modifications, you can go for more healing, skill repair. It's up to you. You can go for some more hazard protection. You go for more headshot damage, crit chance. It's up to you and how you want to take this build. There are many ways to take this. You can even put protection from elites if you're going to fight hunters, things like that. But I don't recommend protection from elites unless you're fighting hunters, because over 75% of the NPCs in this game are not even elites. So that's completely up to you. So the chest piece, we have got hazard protection. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So what I have done here, I'm sure you guys were probably thinking, well, what if you get disrupted? I tried a bit more hazard protection. We have actually got 30%. Now, you can take this further. 40, 50, 60 with just modifications. We can get 60% hazard protection or disrupt protection or disrupt resistance, should I say, because if we get disrupted, it is quite difficult. But the reason why I've gone for 30% is simply because sometimes your skills get destroyed. Therefore, it's all up to your overcharge or your skill haste, which is an issue in PvP. That's why I've gone for this, because if you get disrupted, it does help you quite significantly. So that's why I have got a bit of hazard protection, because as you know, when you haven't thrown your skill down, if you get disrupted, you're in trouble, because we are quite squishy and we need those juicy heals. Therefore, some hazard protection really will help you a lot. So trust me, go with that. So I've got hazard protection on the chest piece and on the knee pads. You can take or have as much as you want depending on what kind of content you are doing. So it's completely up to you. Maybe even burn resistance if you're doing Stranded Tanker in New York. That mission is quite tricky. So crit chance, hazard, 12% critical hit damage, kinetic momentum. As I said before, I'm going to call it a ball. It's like a ball going to the right, and it'll be one going to the left. That each coincides and works with the right skill and the left skill. When you see one fully charging, it means one of your skill is active. When you see the other one, if they're both fully charged, it means you have got the full amount. So this incremental damage, so skill damage by 1%, total skill repair by 2%, so that's going to be 15% skill damage per skill. Don't forget that, so that'll be 30% skill damage, and then skill repair will be 30% per skill, which adds up to 60% skill repair. So don't forget that, guys. Double these values once you've got the stacks, because it counts for each skill, so it'll be ×2, depending on obviously which skill is active and which skill is not. So when in combat, each skill generates a stack while active or not on cooldown. So let's have a look at the holster Grupo. Why? More crit damage. I wanted to get as much damage as I can because we need to be able to get the kills. So crit damage, armor, crit damage, crit chance. Very, very nice. Backpack, this is going to be very hard to find. It's a beautiful backpack, guard rolled, crit chance, repair skills. Now it's up to you how much repair skills you have. Just from this bag, it's a 40%. Companion is an underrated talent. This works even if your skills are down. If you're standing by your teammates, it's great. Now, you can use Vigilance if you would like, but guess what? Vigilance with a healer build does not make sense. Adrenaline Rush does not make sense. I wouldn't recommend any of those because you're going to be getting shot a lot. If you want to stay in cover, Composure could actually be quite good, I guess. It's really up to you. We don't need more damage for PC players. Concussion would be great. If you want to use Wicked, you would have to rely on your grenades or maybe put a status effect applier. It's going to be quite tricky. But honestly, I do think Companion is one of the best for this kind of build. So with the Btsu Gloves, let's take a look. I think it's important to mention this to you guys. So I think Btsu Gloves works incredibly well. The main reason being is that I have two ways of overcharging, the Mechanical Animal and the Btsu Gloves now, and overcharging is incredibly potent in a build like this. If we take a look at the core element of overcharge, what it's going to do is from a tier 6, we're going to be getting the same charges. We get an extra 20% healing. We get some extra range, which is a huge amount of range. We get more drone speed, which will really help. That's the speed in which the little stims actually reach you. It gets more health, and we get 150% skill haste on top of the already insane skill haste from the Btsu Gloves, 15% Hive, skill haste per skill tier, and we will have 6. So it's incredibly potent, and that's why I chose the BTSU. And the main reason is going to be, if you're in a team, I would say BTSU is the go-to. For me, I like it while I'm playing solos. I've explained to you why. It's because I get it back so incredibly fast. The skill haste is just clutch with using a build like this, where I haven't spec'd skill haste into the build. Memento backpack is going to be very good playing completely solo. I would say if you want to play in a team, BTSU is going to be the one to go for, because Memento is not good in a team. Then if you want to play completely solo, use the Memento, because it does give you extra armor, another skill tier with weapon damage. We also get bonus armor, which to be honest is not really needed. Weapon damage is okay. We still get 15% from this, and this is only going to give us an extra 15%, and you have to stack all of these things. And when you stack them and you die, guess what? You have to stack them again. In PvP, this is also not the easiest thing to use. It takes a lot of patience, and I personally don't like it in PvP, but it is very good. So for each trophy collected, get an additional 1% weapon damage, skill efficiency. Now, skill efficiency is the most important thing. The regen is not going to work too well because we don't have that much armor. Skill efficiency is basically everything. Duration, haste, whatever. All of it banded together. This is going to be really good. That's going to be 30%, but it's still going to be way less skill haste than the BTSU, and we won't be able to give our teammates any utility from this. So what I would say is try the BTSU. I wanted to make this build a bit differently because normally I would use the Memento, but I feel like this just is a way funner way to play, and it's more utility for your teammates, and you get your Hive back so quick, which is actually clutch in any kind of mission. So it's up to you whether or not to use the Memento or the BTSU, but I would recommend in general BTSU for group play, Memento for solo play, and then like I said before, the reason for this build is because I've tested both of them and I prefer the BTSU gloves, but neither one is better. I guess it just depends on what kind of situation you are in. So the knee pads, we have got R&K for the incoming repairs. Now R&K is quite good. Repair skills are slightly better for some reason, but this is going to only apply to you. So crit chance, hazard protection. You can roll whatever you want on this, to be honest. You don't have to have hazard protection. Like I said, it depends on what kind of mission you want to use or want to do. So incoming repairs is going to be great for yourself. I recommend it as well. Or you can go for Fox's Prayer if you want some more damage. There's so many ways you can take this. Statistics, let's go through them before the skills. So you guys can pause the video. Nice crit damage, crit chance. Skill haste, like I said, because of BTSU, is not important. We don't rely on stacks at all. We just have to overcharge, or we just let it come back because of the increased skill haste from the each skill tier, which is going to be stacking from the mechanical animal as well. Just pause the video if you guys want to have a look. That's going to be it. Then the skills, like I said before, Hive and Drone must have. Use your best mods. Duration, health is good as well from them taking damage. Armor repair. Make sure to put health and repair charges, not anything else, because repair charges works with this. Don't use anything else there, guys. Range could also be good if you want to work in a team, and healing is going to be great. So that's the build. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll be seeing everybody very soon in the next video. Peace out, guys.